I just saw a video of a girl saying something along the lines of her boyfriend worked like 12, 13 hours, said he was too tired to like stop and pick up food on the way home. Been there, done that. And so she was like, I'm cooking him and taking him dinner. The very first comment when I opened up that comment section, and what does he do for you, sis? Okay. I'm going to talk in a very broad sense. In this generation, it's all about me, me, me. I. What do I get? What do I want? Since when did it leave everybody's brain that a relationship was supposed to be a partnership? When did that leave? Common sense has left the building. And everybody, me. What does he do for me? What does she do for me? What do I get out of this? What am I going to get? I'm not going to be in a relationship until I get everything that I need.
It is honestly scary how many women have this mindset when it comes to dating and relationships because they are unhappy with themselves, guys. That's the truth of it. Like, they are not happy within themselves and they are really seeking somebody else to do the things to make them feel positive feelings. And then it has to be like this constant cycle because you can't just do something once or twice and in even one day and then have them be enough, because once she gets that good feeling, it doesn't last long because it's not coming from within her, it's coming from an outside source. So even if you're doing it on repeat and he's doing like 10 to 20 things for you in a day and she's getting these bits and pieces and she feels good in the moment, believe me when I say that those things are going to be extremely short term.
So I moved to Boston exactly 4 days ago, and I could not wait to move to Boston because I was so excited to date in Boston because I love a Boston man. I've said that before. I love me a Boston man. So I just went on my very first Boston date, and how long did it last? Oh, only an hour because it didn't go well. Despite the fact that I love a Boston man, I didn't love this one because what happened? We were there, we were having a fine time, we were vibing, I would say, and then out of nowhere, he asked me about my dating history, and I was like, a little like, okay, it's a first date, but fine, whatever, let's talk about it. So I gave him a little insight, and he was like, you've only ever had one boyfriend? I'm like, yeah, like technically on paper, I've only ever had one boyfriend, but like a million situationships, as we all do, you know what I mean? And then he goes, what's wrong with you? And I was like, excuse me? And he says, what's wrong with you? I was like, what's wrong with me? You're the one that was with someone for 10 years, got married, and divorced a year later. So I think the real question here is, what's wrong with you? What did you do? Don't be asking what's wrong with me. So that didn't really sit well, but hopefully Boston date number 2 goes a lot better. It'll be happening this weekend, so stay tuned.
Listen, the fact that she said that she had a million situationships and only one boyfriend, this woman she doesn't look old, but you can tell she's not a spring chicken. She was out here in these streets. He asked the correct question. And I've noticed that a lot of ladies don't want to talk about their dating history because they know how they're gonna be perceived. I never had a boyfriend, but a whole bunch of situationships. I probably wouldn't have said what's wrong with you, but the thought would have crossed my mind.
Judge me all you want, but I have literally broken it off with men when I didn't like the taste of their, or the smell of it. I'm one guy. It smelled like mulch. I don't know what was, and I wasn't gonna find out. Other one, my friend really liked the guy because he was great on paper, and he wanted to like give me princess treatment and all that, and she liked that, and I was like, I can't because it's not so much the taste. I mean, it was a little saltier than I prefer, but there was like something solid in it. Who's experienced the I mean, it was like little. It was like the size of like a rice grain, like half of a rice grain. But I don't want fucking solids in the I'm swallowing. And so I told my friend, I was like, I can't. There was something solid in it. And she's like, well, you don't have to swallow it. I honestly, like, spitting it out afterward is grosser, or like making them shoot it like in the air. Yeah. So judge me. If I don't like him, he's not coming over my house.
Listen, you cannot make this up. This woman says she that she had men that were willing to give her the princess treatment, and the only thing she's worried about is what that jizz tastes like. You can't make this up, man. Kevin Samuels is rolling in his grave right now, dying again of laughter. This is insanity. First of all, nobody has lumpy jizz. I don't know what you probably had some extra stuff in your mouth, lady. They got loose from one of your gums or something, and that's what you're tasting. That's the solid that you felt. You felt. No man is shooting out like calcified jizz. That sounds stupid. As old as this woman is, she's talking about and yeah, it's right. Why just don't swallow it? Just don't swallow it. Just spit it out. Tell them to shoot it somewhere else. An easy solution, but in typical fashion, so many ladies have to make the simplest things more difficult than what they have to be.
Hey man, this is why it's so important to ask people for full body pictures before you actually meet them, just to see if you really like them. Because I do feel like body types don't matter as much. But y'all, I gotta tell y'all about this date I just came from. So I've been talking to this dude on a Facebook dating app, right? So y'all, we literally hit it off. Shit was going so good. I'm talking about we really connected. We've been talking for over 3 months and we decided that we wanted to do a little date. So bitch, mind you, I have seen him on camera. I know what he looked like from the face up. So I asked him for a full body picture and he was like, man, babe, not right now. I'm in the bed laying down. So he was like, when I get up, I'll send you one. So this man never sent me no full body picture. So y'all, mind y'all, in his bio, this man said he was about 5'8". He said that he was like an athletic. He worked out. I looked at his pictures from what I seen, but most of his pictures was like from the face up kind of pictures. So I didn't really think too much of it until we actually got to the date. So y'all, mind y'all, I like to make it to the dates first just to see like the person actually getting out their car, and I want to see, make sure like ain't nobody trying to set me up. So I arrive at the date first. Bitch, I get to the date, I'm sitting there, I'm waiting on him. Mind y'all, this nigga said that he was 5'8". So as I'm sitting there, why I see this dude walk into the restaurant. At first, when I looked, I'm thinking like it was a kid because he was like real short. Like he was like a kid size. So all I know is I get a phone call and he was like, yeah, I'm here. Where you at? So bitch, I'm like, I'm in a booth. I don't see you nowhere. So he was like, what booth you at? So I told him the booth that I was at. Next thing you know, I see this person walking towards me. Mind you, it was a little short little person walking towards me. Now, y'all ain't got nothing to get short people. That's not even the case. So as he's walking, he gets closer. I noticed that he was a little person. Not only was he a little person, he was thick as hell. Like he was built like his mama kind of thing. So bitch, he plopped in the chair. So like he looking at me, I'm looking at him. And at this point, I'm a little confused because like in his bio, he said he was like 5'8". And when I see him, he had to have been like 3 something. I'm talking about real little. Real little. And not only that, he was so damn thick. We ended up finishing the day. Things was really cool, but after he lied about his size, and it wasn't even the fact that he was a little person, it was the fact that he lied about his size and didn't really tell me like the truth. And I feel like if you'll lie about something like that, you'll lie about anything else. So y'all, I ain't never hit him up after that.
That lady knows she lying. It is because he is a little person. Mind you, she's 100% justified. I'm not saying that she's wrong for this, but I'm saying, lady, don't lie. Don't lie. You know it's because this man was a little person. But I will give props where props are due. She read that he was only about 5'8", and she still decided to go when all of these women are saying they want a 6'3" man. I will give her props for that. I salute you, madam.
He criticized every single thing I ordered when we went to dinner. I went on a date with a guy and he invited me to a nice place. He was a nice guy. There wasn't anything in particular wrong with him except for the fact that anytime I ordered something, he had something to say. So when I go on a date, I usually order a Prosecco or a whiskey on the rocks, or sometimes I just drink water. It depends. I ordered my Prosecco and he looks at me and he goes, do you know how much sugar is in that? And sulfites and nitrites, whatever he said. And I was like, well, not like drinking it for my health. You just know how bad it is for you long term. Also, alcohol makes people big around the midsection. Okay. I was like, well, I mean, I'm not like drinking Prosecco every day, but fine. 5 minutes of that, of the talk about Proseccos and wines and alcohol. Then I order my steak. I get my steaks medium rare. Not a big deal. Not super uncommon. Thing a lot of people do. I'm cutting it open. Of course, it's pink. Wow. That's practically raw. Do you know how many amoebas and parasites can infect your body from raw meat? You really should consider not drinking raw meat. Eating raw meat. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, well, I always get them medium rare when I do order a steak, whether I'm alone or with people. And he just went on and on and on about how raw meat, it's just terrible for you. Thank goodness we weren't at a sushi restaurant. My goodness. So then we're getting ready to leave and we're still talking. I'm still being nice. And he was like, what do you do again? And I was like, well, I'm a nurse. And then he goes on a rant for 10 minutes about the healthcare industry and how hospitals are all for profit and trying to scam people and ordering things that are not necessary and trying to make you do all this stuff and overcharging. I'm a nurse. I don't deal with billing. I deal with patient care. I don't even know how much things cost. Of course, I'm not stupid, so I know things are expensive, but he just goes on this rant about how working for the healthcare industry is like working for the devil because all they do is care about money and how all these other countries have free healthcare. And I'm like, dude, we're on a date. Like these are talks for another time or for a forum on Reddit or somewhere where you can rant. So anyways, needless to say, I did not go on a second date with him because, you know, I don't really feel like being criticized by anybody when I'm on a date. But anyways.
I don't see the problem. This man was looking out for you. Clearly, he cares about your health. That's what you ladies want, isn't it? You know what you ladies want? A man who's interesting. He has some good talking points. He cares about your health and, you know, the future of your anatomy and whatnot. You should be thankful.
Do you guys want to hear a story about a guy that I went on a date with who watched every single one of my TikToks and basically learned my entire life and all my interests and then used it in conversation to make it seem like we were super compatible and then just asked me to help him with his TikTok page? Do you guys want to hear that story? It just happened this morning and I was debating on posting this because I know that he's gonna fucking watch it because you're a fucking creep. But I decided that I'm going to do it because if you want to make content, I'm going to make content out of you. So basically what happened is I met this man like a month ago on a dating app, okay? The conversation was fine and then it died down very fast. That happens on dating apps, so I didn't really think anything of it. A few weeks passed by and all of a sudden he's sending me like multiple messages a day and it's nothing crazy. Like at first it's like, oh, how's your day? Oh, like you're really pretty. Oh, I'd love to take you out, like that kind of stuff. And I said, you know what? I really appreciate the effort and that he's like coming back to message me. So let me take him up on the offer. So I said, sure, why don't we get breakfast this morning or brunch or something? And immediately he's like, perfect. And he texted me last night to confirm. And he says to me, hey, I'm all down for like meeting you tomorrow, but I just wanted you to know that I just started fasting and working out. So I can't have a big meal. Mind you, I just posted that I just started my weight loss journey like 2.5 weeks ago. I've lost 11 pounds and I'm fasting. Okay. I just posted about that. And at first I was like, oh my gosh, I'm like literally twins. Like that's so cool. We're both doing that. And so I'm like, okay, let's meet at this place and we can just get like something super small, something healthy. And he's like, perfect. Cool. We meet up for the day and I showed up super early. I think it was like 7 a.m. this morning because I was already up and he was there too. And we get our drinks and we sit down and immediately I'm like, okay, I'm like, so I know we've already like kind of told each other about ourselves like through, you know, messages and stuff. I'm like, what are you looking for in a person? And immediately he's like telling me about myself. He's like, I would really like a hardworking woman. He's like, I don't really care if like she has kids. If you don't know, I have a son. I have a teenager. He's like, I would love someone that takes care of others. I'm a nurse. And just literally starts telling me about myself. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is so crazy. I haven't clocked it yet, okay? Because I'm stupid. Haven't clocked it yet. I'm literally thinking this is organic and that we're compatible and this is amazing. And then we start talking about other non-serious things. And I ask him, I say, what are your favorite TV shows? And he says, Grey's Anatomy. which I post about all the time. And then he says every single anime that I've ever talked about on my page.
Now listen, at this point, madam, I can understand the beginning, like with the whole fasting thing or whatever. Like if you're not looking for it, it's not really gonna stand out. I can understand how you would think, okay, this is organic. But when he said the Grey's Anatomy and then the anime, come on now. Red flag central.
And so that's when I was like, maybe, I'm like, this is kind of weird, okay? Okay, also, he would not stop talking about Chainsaw Man, which I fucking love. And so I'm like, I'm gonna catch this piece of shit in a lie. So I said, oh, like, who's your favorite character? And he literally goes, Chainsaw Man, like, obviously. And he goes, who's yours? And I said, oh, mine's Brody. And he goes, that's literally my dog. That's my sister's dog. Brody is not a character in Chainsaw Man. And he literally immediately is like, oh yeah, like he's so sick. Like this, I actually wanted to bash my head into the fucking table. You're insane. Then we start talking about travel. And I ask him, I say, where's somewhere that you've always wanted to go to? And he says, I've always wanted to go to New York City. I just posted that I went to New York City 2.5 weeks ago. And then this next part is when I knew, and my stomach honestly started hurting because I just felt so uneasy and like violated. I don't even know if that's the right word. But he says, my dream is to go to the New York Public Library and just sit there and read. He's like, I've always thought about it and I feel like it would just change my life. I literally made an entire video talking about how that was my dream and how I got to live it and how I was so happy. And that's when I clocked it. And I don't even know, again, I don't know if the word violated is the right word because I know that content is public. I know that social media is for everyone. Anyone can consume it. That's why people say, be careful what you post on the internet. But I never in my life thought that my content would be used the way that it's being used in this situation, if that makes sense. And it just felt so gross and wrong. And so that's when, again, I clocked it and I honestly started getting mad. And he was deep in, like he is talking about like nursing and psych and working remote, literally every single thing about myself, you guys. And so finally I asked him, I said, what do you think about social media? And he says, oh, like what about it? And I'm like, oh, I don't know. Like, do you like TikTok? Do you like Instagram? Like, what do you like? And he goes, oh, he's like, of course. Like, I scroll on TikTok all the time. I like Instagram, blah, blah, blah. And I said, oh, yeah. I said, what kind of content do you watch? And so he's telling me that he likes to watch, like TikToks about how to be a content creator, this, and that. And I'm so pissed off at this point that I'm like, oh, do you watch this creator? And I said my username. And I could tell he like kind of got uncomfortable and like did a double take. And he goes, yeah, he's like, I actually do think now that you mention it that your TikToks have like crossed my For You page once or twice, which makes sense because if you have my phone number, like, how it says like from your contacts or whatever. So I asked him, I said, is that why like you were persistent and asked me out? Because we had matched a month before that and it was crickets. And then now all of a sudden you were sending me messages every single day trying to meet up with me. And he literally goes, I'm not even shitting you guys. He goes, I'm going to be honest. He's like, I really want to be a content creator. I'm sick of my job. And I feel like we both have things that the other person wants. And I feel like we can help each other. And I'm like, oh, is that so? So I'm going to help you do content creation. You guys, mind you, this is fucking insane. I don't even have 1 million followers, okay? I literally am a girl that just posts because I'm bored and I have a phone. I have a full-time job. I made it very clear on this page that I am not posting to be a content creator. I am posting because it's fun, okay? And so I'm like, okay, so apparently we're gonna date. I'm gonna help you do content creation, help you with your page. What are you gonna do for me? Like, I'm really confused on what you think it is that I need from you. And he goes, which again makes me sick to my stomach because I literally just posted a video like a day or two ago talking about how like the only thing that I want from a relationship is companionship. And he literally says that to me. He's like, oh, well, like, a partner in crime. He's like, someone to do life with, which is this actual fucking phrase that I literally said in that video. and I actually felt like I wanted to throw up. Like, I just felt so gross and uneasy. That's like the only way I can put it. I felt like I woke up in the middle of the night in the middle of a nightmare and I was in like a pitch black room. That's how I felt. And I just told him, I was like, you know what? I'm like, this was like super inappropriate. You're fucking creepy. I grabbed my phone off the table and I left, and I immediately blocked him. And now I'm like overthinking everything. I'm like, anyone can see my TikToks, anyone can claim to know anything about me, and then not really use it against me, but they can use it to their benefit. You know what I mean? And that's honestly really, really scary.
Okay, a few things here, man. A few things that I want to talk about. The first thing is, this is why it doesn't make sense when I see these videos of like guys asking girls out and they'll say, you can't have my number, but you can have my Instagram. Don't you realize that your Instagram is more invasive and somebody can find out more about you through social media than your phone number? They can find out where you frequent. Just listen to her story. He found out everything about her. And if she didn't catch on, which props to her for catching on, but if she didn't catch on, he probably could have finagled this for even months even. Months even. That's the first thing. The second thing is, women always talk about how they want a man to build with. This man came to you with a plan. He said, listen, if you show me how to do this social media thing, then I can show you, or like I can take you out. I can take you out, buy you things. I'm pretty sure he was gonna take her out and do things for her. So he was saying like, this is what you're bringing to the table, your social media. Women are so programmed to not bring anything to the table and not give anything to a man that she immediately turned it down. This man was ready to do some content creation. You're doing it as a hobby. He's like, I can make this, or I can at least try, and we make this an actual thing so that we can be like an Instagram couple. I mean, I'm pretty sure that he did like her, you know? So I just don't understand the issue here. Y'all say you give a woman what she wants and then she'll find a way to not want it. Was it a little bit creepy? Yeah, fine. But here's another question. When she found out in the beginning that he was doing that, why did she continue to talk to him? What was the point? What was the actual point of getting with this guy, continuing to go out, continuing to drag all this information out of him? You know that he's checking your page. Why not block him? If he's checking your page, why not just block him and then see what would have happened? He was probably still interested in you, but you having a social media was a perk for him. I don't know. You guys let me know. But that's it for today's video. If you haven't already done so, hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that hype button, because we out here. If you still want a good video, click this one on your left. If you want a great one, click this on the right, and I will see you on another one.